Hi everyone, my name is Tim Noakes. I'm a South African scientist and exercise scientist, previously a medical doctor. I'm perhaps best known for the book Law of Running, which I wrote in the 1980s. So I graduated from medical school in 1974 and I went straight into research, and I was doing cardiology research and exposed to the new thinking that the diet we really needed to eat if we wanted to be healthy was a low-fat, high-carbohydrate diet stuffed full of grains and cereals and fruit and vegetables. And because I was new and I had to listen to the professors, I bought in, and for 33 years I followed this diet remorselessly. I advertised it everywhere, I spoke about it, and I wrote it in the book Law of Running. So if you read Law of Running, it says carbohydrates are the king, that you must eat lots of carbohydrates and you'll run faster and you'll be healthier and you have to avoid fats. So I went this route for 33 years and I got progressively fatter, my running got worse, and eventually I developed type 2 diabetes. And I was saved, fortunately, by reading the book by Eric Westman and his colleagues called The New Atkins for the New You. And that was in December 2010. And I opened that book and read it for 2 hours, and then I said, my gosh, for 33 years I got it completely wrong. I've been telling people to eat a diet that is causing them problems, and that just as I got type 2 diabetes on this diet, they will also get type 2 diabetes if they follow this diet and if they are predisposed like I was because I had insulin or have insulin resistance. So I realized I had to put my hand up and say I'm wrong, and I have to try and reverse the damage that I'd caused. So I did that, and I co-authored another book called The Real Meal Revolution, which said we needed to take all these processed foods out of the diet and start eating real foods, which meant lots of animal fat and animal protein. And that led to big problems for me. It led ultimately to me being tried for unprofessional conduct as a medical practitioner, advising a diet that was dangerous and harmful. And I went to court for 28 days, spread over 4 years, and ultimately we won on every count. There were 13 decisions and I won 13-0. And that has really had a huge impact on the global view of the low carbohydrate diet, because now we have legal evidence that the diet is not dangerous. It's in fact very healthy and should be the diet that is prescribed for people with type 2 diabetes. So I've been in this battle for 10 years now and have really suffered as a consequence, but I'm really proud of what we've achieved. And I think that this trial pushed the low carb diet into the global conscience in a way that couldn't have happened if we didn't have the trial. So every day I thank those people who took me to court for what they've done for us. So those are my reasons. I might just add that since converting to the low carbohydrate diet, my type 2 diabetes is in remission and my blood glucose control is absolutely exceptional. So I'm really excited because I now know that you can reverse type 2 diabetes or put it into remission on this diet. And it's interesting, I gave a lecture to the medical students yesterday and I asked them before the lecture started, I said, how many of you believe that type 2 diabetes is a reversible disease? And of the 100 students, 2 put up their hand. I then gave them all the evidence, including the fantastic studies by Virta Health. And at the end, I managed to convince most of them that type 2 diabetes is a disease that it can be put into remission with this diet. So the reason why I have signed this consensus document is because this diet saved my life. Without it, I would be 40 kilograms heavier. I would probably be showing the late signs of type 2 diabetes as my father did. I need to make the point that my father died of this disease because he ate the high carbohydrate diet in moderation, the so-called healthy heart diet in moderation, and that killed him. And what I learned was that you don't die of type 2 diabetes, you die of its management and the incorrect management with a high carbohydrate diet and lots of medication. So the reason why I am part of this consensus statement is because Type 2 diabetes is currently the biggest medical problem that there is on the globe, and very few governments are taking it seriously. In South Africa, the disease is epidemic and no one is taking any notice of it. And we've always believed that we have to motivate individuals to change their lifestyles. And once we get a majority of people to change, governments will have to recognize that we cannot continue as we have in the past. We have to change our diets, we have to reduce the carbohydrate content, and that is the only way we'll ever reverse the obesity type 2 diabetes epidemic. It's up to each of us to take this consensus statement and encourage everyone to read it and to adopt it and make this the biggest health movement that there's ever been anywhere in the world. We need to say we've had enough, it's time to change. We know that we can reverse and prevent type 2 diabetes, but it's up to each of us to achieve that.